Hey guys, welcome to Soar From Home. It's me, Lindsay, and welcome to our Project Soar family, whether you live here local in the Twin Cities in Minnesota or are watching from around the world. Today, we are going to dive right in to positivity, and the reason I picked this for our life skills of the week is that I think that I'm hearing from a lot of you, a lot of our Soar friends and others. It's getting to that point where we're almost a year into this COVID thing and it is draining on us, right? We're so over it. We want to get back to our friends and our life and going to work or going to school or going to our job, our volunteer, just going to programs in general. You're ready for that. And I know it is super hard, but I think what will help is just let's take a break. Let's talk about ways to maintain our positivity, even if something we don't like is going on. And let's think of some ways to keep ourselves busy, some reminders of things you can do while you're at home, and all that good stuff. I know, especially here in Minnesota, it's super hard because it's been so cold. Thankfully, we're getting a little bit of warm weather this week, but I know that definitely did not help with staying positive. So we're gonna jump right in. I have a couple notes on here, down here in front of me, and let's gonna jump in and talk about ways to be positive. Now, when I say to be positive, it means to not be negative in any way, or try to make your positive parts of your day more than your negative. So if I'm like, oh, this is awful, this is boring, I'm gonna start feeling awful. I'm gonna start feeling bored. But if I say, hey, I could do that. Oh, I have this to do. I'm starting to feel like I have purpose. I'm starting to make myself feel happier and ready for the day. And I'm going to be a happier person. So one of the first things that will help is showing gratitude, or always thinking about gratitude. Now, if you don't remember, gratitude is the same as being thankful. And I always describe being thankful as, what are you happy to have in your life? Are you thankful that you have a home, apartment, somewhere to be at right now during COVID and quarantine that you can be in to be safe? That makes me happy that I have a place to go. Are you happy that you have some movies to watch at home? Are you happy that Lindsay's coming at you and giving you some YouTube videos once a week? Are you happy that spring is coming? So be thankful of all the things around you. Be thankful for your family. Be thankful that you're healthy, that you don't have COVID. Be thankful for doctors. You're happy that they're there for when you do need them. They're thankful for staff who are there to help you. Just keep thinking. And it's actually really helpful to write it down so you can see and keep it somewhere where you can see what you're thankful for. So just grab a paper, pen, and just write every day. Just write one thing that you're happy that is in your life. Books, movies, whatever. So that's practice gratitude. That's number one for staying positive and happy, because when you remind yourself why you're happy, it just boosts your mood. All right, you're gonna identify the areas of negativity. That's number two. So when you say something, I kind of gave an example before, like, oh, this is so boring. If I know that I'm saying something's boring or I'm bored throughout the day, I'm gonna think, oh, you know what? That's not being positive, that's being negative. Because there are things you can do. It's just that the sound of them don't sound perfect the first time you think of it, right? I know everyone's always saying, I remember when I was a kid and my mom would be like, well, you could do this. And I'd be like, oh. It's me not being able to get out of that thought of I'm bored. I'm not willing to fix that. But if I recognize that that's what needs to be fixed, I can say, okay, I know that I am saying I'm bored. How do I fix being bored? What can I do? Then make a plan and do it. So recognizing what areas you need to work on, and then making a plan and doing the plan to work on those things is a definite boost to your positivity. All right, this is kind of the same as number one, but number three is focus on the good things. So a game that we play at my house is when we have like family discussions or around the dinner table, we play thorns and roses. Now, because at the top of every rose bush, there's a rose, right? And the roses are so pretty, but on the sticks are thorns. Now, this is very important. I like to say it this way because there's definitely different ways people do it, but I always say at the top of the thorns, you find a beautiful rose. So you say your negative thing first. You say, oh, that wasn't my favorite thing of the day. And then you say your positive thing, your flower, what was the happiest thing of your day? Because it's always better to end on a good note than a negative one. So if I think back to yesterday, oh, I know. My thorn for yesterday was that my son was sad that somebody had pooped in the pool and he was gonna go swimming last night. So then that made me sad as a mom. So that was my thorn in the day. But my rose was that I got to participate and see lots of friends at our SOAR Disney Club, our online class, last night, and we had a fun Disney discussion. So now I'm feeling better because even though I said the sad thing or the thing that wasn't what made me happy, my thorn first, I felt better saying my rose afterwards. And that's what's gonna stick with me because that was the last thing I said. So focusing on the good things, you don't have to do it that way. Just anytime you have a thought or something's not making you happy, try to find something good in it. So for instance, we're upset, we're at home, we're stuck at home. But I could be happy that I have games to play, I have movies to watch, I have people at home with me that I can talk with. I have a lot of things that I could do at home, or projects or things. I'm happy that the vaccine's coming out and eventually that'll help us all come back soon. So lots of different things to be happy for. You just have to find them. All right. The other thing is look at the people around you. Sometimes it's not us. Sometimes it's the people around us who are not being the most positive and they're kind of being negative. Help them out. You're watching this. You say, hey, you need to go watch Lindsay. She did a whole video on this. That's good. But also tell them, hey, you know what's a good thing? Let's talk about 2 things each that we think we're happy about today. And that way you're helping out a friend be positive, and then they're going to be in a better mood. And when you're surrounded by people in good moods, it just lifts up your mood. So that's a really important one. So help others see the positive, be happy. Then their energy and your energy will mix. Really, really important one is to breathe. I know it's really easy to get upset and then we have to think about calming down our bodies, but you guys can do this, just take a minute and breathe. And when you breathe, try to do circle breathing. And that means to breathe through your nose and out your mouth. So you're doing like a circle pattern. And go slow, go. Try it with me. In and out. And do about 5 of those. If you pause, if you can get yourself to stop and do 5 slow breaths, it'll just bring your whole anxiety, your stress, your bad mood, it'll bring it down. To go with breathing, you can also take the time to meditate. That means to sit still, breathe deep, and sit and just contemplate, take in your surroundings. And there's lots of videos on how to meditate on like YouTube and things that you can look up. All right, 2 last things. The first one is do an act of service. So think about things that you could do for other people within, what you're able to do right now. So say, oh, you know what? I'm able to shovel the snow off the driveway. And you know what? It'd be nice if I could go and do that for my neighbor. So I could take my shovel, I could do my driveway, I could run over and do my neighbor's driveway and then come home. They don't have to know I did it, but I could just be nice. If I see something that is in need, I could do that. At home, maybe you see, oh, that person really doesn't like to do the dishes and it's their turn. I could do that for them. I just want to do something nice to make them smile. So I'll do that job for them. Be very simple. The last one is exercise. It is so important. You guys got to get your exercise in to get your endorphins, and your endorphins make you feel good and happy, and they actually give you lots of energy. And there's a lot of exercises on YouTube that you can do. Look through our Soar from Home videos. We have some exercise classes from the spring that you can do along with us. But just get up, get moving, walk around your house. It's totally awesome to feel that happiness after you exercise. All right, so those are my suggestions for being positive. If you forget it, pause, go back to the beginning of the video and go through. Now, I'm gonna talk about things you can do at home during quarantine. I tried not to put too many things doing with technology because I think that that is one of the things that we are doing a lot of right now. I know that my phone was like, you had a lot of screen time last week. And I was like, yeah, because that's what I did at home. So I'm trying to cut out a lot more screens and just doing it, you know, watch one show a day or something. So I tried to think of things you could do at home or around your neighborhood. And here it goes. Now, some of these things you might have done, maybe you did it, but you haven't done it in a while, so they'll be good to pick up again. And I know if you're not in the right headspace, you got to get your positive headspace and then be like, okay, I'm willing to try that. Because if right now you're like, oh, it doesn't sound fun, Lindsay, I'm so over it. That's not being positive. Change it around. Say, okay, I'm willing to try one thing that Lindsay says today. Do it, okay? So, first is do a puzzle. Maybe you work up. If you don't do really big puzzles, like 500 or 1,000 piece puzzles, you want to do a 100 piece, do a 100 piece or even a 50 piece. Then work up to a 200 piece and keep going up and up and up. So make it harder for yourself. Play a board game, play a card game. If you got others at your house with you, this is a really good way to interact. You're already living with them, so it's okay. Or with one of your staff. All right, learn a new skill. So there's a lot of YouTube tutorials. So if you wanted to learn a new skill, you could definitely go on there. You could take an online class right now. But those are some really good things that you can do. If there's something that you've wanted to learn about, this is a great time to do it. You have all the time in the world to do it. Clean. Okay, so have you gone through all of your drawers and figured out, I have worn that in the last year, so I'll keep that. Oh, you know what? That shirt has a hole in it. I got to get rid of that. Go through and do a big clean. You could even move your furniture around. Maybe you're like, oh, I think my bed might look cooler on that wall. I like that idea. Try it. But doing a big spring clean where you clean out the things that you can get rid of will just brighten up and fresh your space. And it's something you could do. And it's always good to clean and then get in there and make sure everything's all sanitized and clean afterwards. Do a virtual museum or zoo tour. So if you go online and you put virtual, VIRTUAL, museum or zoo tour, they'll pop up and you'll be able to take these fun walks through museums and zoos. I think it's fun to do ones that are not close to me that I could, so say we're in Minnesota right now. I'm not gonna pick one from Minnesota. I'm gonna pick one in like Alabama because I don't live there. So I don't have as many access to that. Let's do write a letter or card and send it to someone. It can be an email too, but I think it's really fun to like write a note, make a pretty card and send it in the mail to someone. It'll brighten their day, especially friends you haven't talked to or family that don't live close. All right, practice the skills you have. It's been a long time at home. What can we practice? Are you a painter? Paint. Are you a writer? Write. That brings me into my next one. Write a poem, a short story, a book, a journal. Talk about what's going on. Writing is a good way to, think, get your thoughts on paper, make lists. That's a good time. That is a good activity to do, and it's practicing your writing and spelling. Read a book. There's all sorts of books. You can start series, listen to it. I definitely do the audiobooks. So definitely find a fun series. Maybe start the whole Harry Potter series from book 1. That'll take a long time. I like to do audiobooks while I clean or drive in my car. I think they're just great because I feel like I'm getting that knowledge. And some of the libraries are open that you can order some books and pick them up. So look into that, whatever county you're in. Paint, draw, color, any of those. You don't have to be really good at it. You just have to sit down and do it. Really easy. This is a fun idea that I had, is make a picture board. So we have like bulletin boards in our house that we will print off pictures and like put them up just so we can see our friends. Maybe send pictures to your friend and have them send you a picture back. That way you could print their picture out and you can be like, hey, hi today. And then you'll be able to see their smiling faces every day. All right, couple more. Interview your family and friends. So maybe you're like, oh, I know them. I grew up with my family and friends. I've known them since I was little. But it's kind of fun to ask them some questions. Actually, if you Google interview questions, they'll have like a whole bunch of fun questions to ask. We had fun asking Connor what he thought our love story was for Valentine's Day. Connor's my son, and he's 8. And so we would ask him, where do you think that me and Dad met? Meaning his mom and dad, me and my husband. And so then he would answer, and it was like fun. And when he didn't know the answer, we got to talk about it, and he learned more about us. So it's really fun. But interview them. Say, you know, what's your favorite color? Maybe when you knew them when they were 10, their favorite color was blue, and now it's green. So lots of fun things you can do with that. Make a movie watch list. So sit down and write as many movies as you can think of. Look up movies that you haven't seen, and then write them all on a list that you can check off. And then once a day or once a week, watch a movie. Check it off your list. Do a scavenger hunt. Lots of fun scavenger hunts that you guys can create at home. Work with your roommates and be like, okay, everyone go find something that begins with the letter P. And a lot of fun. And each person can say something to go find. That's always a fun one to do. Take a walk. So it's gonna get warmer. No, it's super cold. If it's too cold for you, don't do it just now. But once you feel comfortable, go outside, take that walk, get out, get your fresh air. I'm definitely ready for my sunshine to hit my face. That always makes me feel a lot happier. Build a fort. You got boxes, you got chairs, you got blankets. Make a fort in your living room and then put pillows in it, watch a movie, or, you know, draw in there, or write or read. It's a really fun place. It's just something fun to do, and you'll think you have a new room in your house because you have a fort. Do family history. So going along with like interviewing family and friends, learn about the history of your family. So you can learn about more about the past and who your grandparents and your cousins and your great-grandparents were, and even further back. And there's lots of websites like Ancestry and stuff that will help you with that. All right, do word games, word searches, Sudokus, crosswords. You can definitely get them for free online, but you could also get one from the Dollar Tree. They'll have books of word searches that you can do. And lastly, have fun themed days. So maybe tomorrow you're like, okay, what could I do tomorrow? Make it Hawaiian Day, and maybe make a special dinner. Like, we're gonna have pineapple with our dinner tonight, and we're going to learn how to hula. So I'm gonna look up on YouTube, you know, a hula tutorial and learn that. So it'll give you different things to do during the day, but it'll be a fun theme. Maybe I'll wear a Hawaiian shirt just to keep in the theme. So hopefully you guys get some good ideas. Remember, this is all about staying positive, making ourselves feel happy, and finding things to do, all right? I know it feels hard, especially when we're not in the mood to say, I'm okay with trying, but I promise if you try and do some of these steps, you're gonna feel better, and we're gonna get through this a lot faster. It's gonna go faster, and we'll be together again. Make sure you guys are checking out what is coming up. We have a lot of fun things in March coming up. We have a maple syruping class. We've got 2 dates of bingo. We've got our bowling, our movie night, and our St. Patrick's Day party. So make sure you go to projectsoarmn.org. Check us out, get registered, and stay safe and healthy. Bye.